and you my selling product to global, liberal arts, it's very difficult to persuade them to study. Yeah?
Well, so liberal arts is very wide, right? It's very it takes time. Basically, why people study liberal arts, it's not something that you can do in a 3-month course. So liberal arts, the scope is too wide. So basically, what I try to say within the pyramid is, okay, getting the infrastructure right. So the language, that's one thing. That's step one. Step two is basically getting to understand the context. So where do they come from? If you're going to do business in Argentina, how do you get the context? What is important there? To understand a little bit more their reference, their point of reference, where they grew up, what problems they are experiencing. Third step.
Wait a minute, this is the point. You said not so easy for Japanese people to understand. What is this? Okay, just you need to study in America.
Oh.
What they need to study? They need to study Trump. They need to study California.
Why not?
What? No.
Basically.
No. What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? Good point. Basically, be aware of what kind of person you're going to encounter. What is their culture like? What kind of people can you expect? Like Brazilians are laid back, prone to corruption, but what makes them?
I have a question. Brazil is easy, right? Just Rio de Janeiro is one city. If you can understand Rio de Janeiro, what city are they, and also currently, President Bolsonaro, who he is. Oh, he is not good for leading that country. Lula and Rousseff. It's easy to explain for them what is Brazil.
Right.
But whenever you're going to have a question with the client, ask you, what is America?
Right.
U.S. It's impossible.
Right. So we should rephrase that question. What is California, or what is Texas? Because that will be the local circumstance. They will be different people.
Yeah. What I'm going to explain for the liberal. What is the liberal arts?
What is liberal?
Okay, they want to know the Dutch is easy, Belgium easy, right? French is easy, right? Britain is easy.
Well, you say that it's easy. For me, it's easy because I grew up there. I understand them, but I don't know whether it's so easy to really understand what it means.
Whenever you're asking the question, there's a difficulty in America. United States, it's impossible to explain. New York, okay. Los Angeles, okay. Right? Otherwise, it's impossible to explain. Any other country is okay. China is easy. China is one country, one culture. Reason why? It's different from America. Chinese people moving around. Any person moving all over China, so easy to understand. Xinjiang, western area, forget it. This is not China. They never ask me. They want to study Xinjiang. Okay, just Beijing, Shanghai, not so much different with each other. Garden, not so much different. Very easy to study. But America is impossible to explain. But any other country is more simple, easy. Any country, right?
Right, but even the fact that the country in itself gives some cultural context, it doesn't mean. It depends on which level you want to understand.
But right? My question is, how are you going to persuade them? You need to study liberal arts.
How to? Well, basically,
you said second layer. How I'm going to persuade them? You need to study second layer.
Why? Because if you come later on in the relationship, so basically, ultimately you are going to start a business, right? So you can also start from the top. Basically, why do people want to do business with somebody else? Because they respect them, they think they're interesting, they trust them, right? That's why. Okay, how come they respect and trust them? That is because they know themselves. They're an interesting person. So that's the highest level, and they manage to gain trust. Why? Right? So because they went out with them, they had communication with them, they knew how to play catchball with them, they knew how to communicate at their level. How come they could communicate? How come they were in that situation? Because they knew how to negotiate. They got the respect because they're not only personal but also professionally they were a counterpart for each other. They were able to give and take, and by getting into a process that was well understood by both sides, they could actually get a deal. How come they were capable of doing that? Because they could actually exchange their opinion, and in a way that was contributing to getting a deeper understanding of both needs, and so they could actually engage in a win-win situation.
Now they are going to ask you a question. How long does it take?
You're going to answer 3 months.
No, I'm not a liar.
Half a year.
No, 3 years.
3 years. No, it depends on where you are in the process.
No, at least 2 years. Someya 2 years half. She 4 years. Takashi 4 years. That is the impossible you are talking about. I can't tell the client. This is. Oh my God. No. It means difficult. There's no easy way to sell.
Okay, so what people want to buy from you, I can tell you. What people want to buy from you is the direct skills. It is
negotiation skill?
Yeah.
Well, Mary will take care of this.
Oh. So I think that is a practical skill that is immediately applicable, very easy to understand.
She told me she liked it. Okay, you like it. Okay, you can spend time teaching them. I gave you half of my earning living and give it to you. She really going to do that? Okay, do it.
Right.
Only I try to sell the communication skill. I don't want to sell those things. I don't need to spend time for them.
Right, but you actually, I really recommend to first, before you do that, also look into the element of how to create a structured argument, number one, and number two, how to be persuasive, because without it...
What do you mean structured argument?
An argument that is that is basically focusing on creating a clear understanding of the other side. So something that is flowing logically into the minds of your counterpart. That it has a clear message, that has a good justification, and that is persuasive to the other side.